SWB audio capture, not registered. SWB audio capture, not registered.
Um, yeah, there's a lot going on coming forward that's going to allow us to actually really start building and being with the community and all contributing to each other's, growth with the IWB project. So it's really exciting. We have a lot of new stuff to talk about, actually.
So exciting. I love watching all of these 3D elements roll out and cannot wait
SWB
to see
audio
the
capture,
demonstration of
not
what
registered.
UI things you're talking about. And hello, Lastrum. Great to see you here. We'll get you up on stage as Last Ice or Lastrum. You let me know which one. Okay, I think we got let's get some more friends in here. Thank you so much.
I'm just setting up a tweet really quickly that's going to go out so we have something to talk about. Shelly, have you gone in and started building your scenes yet?
I have, but not enough to like have anything brag worthy yet. In fact, if we want a tester, we could probably use me today because I'm a noob enough to ask all the right questions or wrong questions, depending on how you look at it.
Do you have like ideas? Like, do you know what you're aiming toward?
I have too many ideas. I think that's always my problem is a lack of focus when it comes to execution. And so I want to do like a Blue Lagoon style build with like water elements and mermaids. And then I have like recipe ideas for like building a cake and, so yeah, I'm all over the place.
I mean, can you elaborate on the cake idea? Because I do pies, and I would love to know what you're thinking there.
So like immersive, right? Like what being in the metaverse is so much fun because you get to like put a version of
SWB audio
yourself with your
capture,
avatar into
not
something, right? So
registered.
like a recipe. Like okay, take a cake or a cupcake recipe. Like how can you run around and gather ingredients and then essentially build that or like gamify it. I think on one of these spaces I was joking like if it were cookie dough, you'd make your dough and then you'd run around with like a scooper and like scoop up balls of dough and then throw them to bake your cookies, but it would be like kind of a dough ball fight. I don't know. Again, I got some Wonka action up in my brain going on.
Well, I think that's actually perfectly executable because of the trigger action functions that the coding team did. Like, you can totally facilitate, directing people on to do that kind of stuff. It's kind of what I started doing in Hyperfy. I set up all my NPCs and then I like had people talk to them and they would click it and it would like tell them what to do. It was super cool.
I love that so much. And yeah, so cannot wait to talk about all these new features that make the in-world builder so easy to use. Lastrom, are you there? Hello, yes. How are you today? Very good, very good. Happy Friday. Are we streaming? Is everything up and ready? Awesome. So let's see. Are you streaming to the Last Slice Twitter? Yes, you are. I'm going to pin that to the
I should
space.
be.
Yes, I see it.
Cool.
Beautiful.
SWB audio capture,
Nice
not
project
registered.
manager, how are you today? Keeping everything like glued together behind the scenes.
Hey, happy Friday. I'm doing very well. So I've been having some fun on my own the last few days, doing some testing and building and playing with audio, actually. So I found this free AI program from a place called Pinocchio that uses Meta's Magnet. And so I put a link there in the comments, and I've been creating all different kinds of audio on my own to use for like background for my scenes and things like that. So I think it's an awesome resource now that we've got the audio working really well to add to more in-depth features for scenes.
Oh, that's fantastic. And then we also have one of the DC, or sorry, the Last Slice team members making audio as well. Is that right, Koshi?
Yeah, so Koshi's been working hard at doing a large variety of different sounds and audio. He's been working on some mono tracks and some stereo tracks, and we have probably about 10 different themes or styles that he's been going with. And all of those, or most of those right now, we have probably 200 or so at least that are unique. And those are currently hosted on our in world builder GitHub currently, so anyone has the ability to go access and download those right now.
That's so awesome. I can't wait to start using those in our marketing pieces as well. I know Em and I are going to have a ton of fun with all this new audio.
I was just thinking about how we need like ocean sounds and like bird sounds, and we need the nature sounds because we have so many nature animals. And oh my gosh, we need like a roaring bear for when he comes and crashes the picnic. And oh my gosh, I have so many ideas.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
Rar.
I know. Sorry, that was so funny.
So Lastrum, take it away.
Oh, no, that's fine. I didn't know, Shelly, if we're waiting for any of the other testers to come on to the stage or how we're going to manage that. I'm fine either way.
Yeah, I think we can go ahead and just go ahead with like an overview of what's new, and then I volunteer myself as tribute to jump in and test as well because I'm pretty new to World Builder, using it myself.
Cool. Okay. So I guess I will take over. It's Lastrum on the Last Slice account. We're live streaming on Twitter and our YouTube channel. So please follow and like and subscribe for all of our cool content. We're going to keep doing this. We have some new things we're going to show today. We have some new contests we're going to announce today. So I wanted to get right into it. And it's funny, just as an aside, we're always telling DCL not to push updates right before big things. Well, I am a hypocrite, and I just pushed something regarding audio that Mies was mentioning, and it may or may not be stable right now. It was locally, but we don't know yet. So I need to take some of my advice and Mies's advice and stop pushing things right away, right before we have a demo. But you know what? We're here in world building and showcasing our project. We are just 5 months into the project, and so I'm going to switch the stream over to our in-world channel here. Okay, and so as a recap, this project is funded by the Decentraland DAO. There isn't a current system for building in world inside Decentraland, and there's a lot of other metaverses and platforms out there that allow you to just dive right in and start using assets and build inside the platform. You don't have to download any other file. You don't have to do any of this other stuff. You just go right into the platform and use it. So our project is going to create that type of tool set. This tool set is hosted on a custom world server. So Decentraland is decentralized. Anybody can host the platform, right? Like the bones of the system on a DigitalOcean server or Amazon server. So we've done that. And what we've done is anybody that has a DCL name can deploy to that name, just like they can for DCL worlds. And so what happens is on our custom server, your entire canvas for building is inside Decentraland. And so we wanted to take away from different browser tabs, different executables, different applications, things that you have to download, and just go right into the world. And so just as a recap, on my screen here, this is the builder as it currently is, the web builder. Again, it's another browser tab, not inside Decentraland. If you actually want to preview one of these scenes, it actually opens up a new tab for Decentraland. It's kind of ironic. But each one of these scenes right here are standalone instances. You can't go from one scene to the other. You can't view them all at once. It's kind of isolated. Also, only single player. So what we've done is we've gone in and we've said we're going to give everybody the ability to put all of their builds in one world for everybody else to see and build in real time. And with that, when you get your world for free with your DCL name, you get an automatic lobby, a 2x2 at the center of your world that you can customize as an entrance launchpad point for when people visit your realm. And so we've done a quick mock-up. Kirzaz on our 3D team has built this sort of pyramid style for in-world builder, paying attention to the Decentraland pyramids. So this is our 2x2. And we are going to put other things in here, tutorials, videos, text, images, all kinds of things to sort of welcome people to our realm. And when you do that, when you come into a world, there's kind of nothing around you. And that's awesome. And what we want to do is allow you to build whatever you want. So as you can see, this is our lobby realm. We have actually built a scene of roads all the way around, and we've sort of subdivided these other little parcels here. And each one of these little areas can be sort of a canvas for building. So I can come over here, and what I would do is I would click on this icon, and I would open up a panel that would allow me to build and create a scene. And as I mentioned, we're working on some audio things. So again, if I go here, I can click on this icon, and it'll show me the main IWB screen. And you can see all these other people that have deployed or created their worlds. That's pretty good, actually. Look at that. There's how many on a page? 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, 18, 24. All right, almost 30 people. So we're almost at the full Decentraland population coming in here and creating worlds. So that's awesome. We have almost the full 100% participation from Decentraland. Thank you, all 38 of you. So essentially, this is like your control panel. This icon up here is your control panel. And over time, we will continue to add features, which you will then be able to see on the status panel what we've added as features, where then you would need to sort of refresh or redeploy your world to gain access to all of those features. So you can see this one is the most updated with some UI fixes and bug fixes. We've added 300 plus of those audio samples that Koshi has done, that Mies was talking about. And it's as easy as clicking this update button, and our system will redeploy your world for you, give you a notification, and say, hey, refresh. You'll refresh, and all of your assets will be there. We've also added this upload panel as a new feature. So when you use the custom asset uploader, and you upload a 3D asset or an audio asset, as Mies was mentioning earlier, when they're ready, they will show up here. And then this will notify you like, hey, okay, I've got 1 or 2 or 5. You know, you can upload one at a time, but do multiple. So maybe you want to upload 10 custom 3D files. They'll all show up as ready, meaning, okay, when I click update and redeploy my world, the system will go and get all of those assets that you uploaded and deploy them to your world to use on your next refresh. So that was a big thing visually that we've added. Another cool thing that we've added are spawn points. And so I believe I have an audio scene over here. And if I go to it and I click on this audio scene, we've added spawn points. And so what I can do now is I can direct somebody around my scene when they join. And look, you saw the notification right here. Somebody just deployed their world. So we have a whole notification system across all worlds that say, like, you know, engage creators when something new happens that maybe you want to see it. Now I can go into the Explore tab and there it was, Care-a-Lot, alphabetized, and I can go jump into their world right now and see what they're building. Really cool. You know, we have settings for toggling those types of UIs on and off if it gets distracting. But back to what I was mentioning in terms of spawn points, where do you want somebody to visit this scene when they enter? Because the whole goal of this is to take your scene from here to Genesis City or from here to your worlds. And that's another big feature that we have as well. When I go to my scene, I have my spawns that I can add, but I can also export. I can download this scene. We have a button here for Genesis City. We're working on the last little leg of deployment to Genesis City. It's been done, but in sort of a broken process, and we're refining the UI process for you so that's as easy as clicking a button and you deploy to your Genesis City. So when that happens, you want somebody to come in at a specific point. Right now, this point for the audio scene is 000, which is probably down in this southwest corner parcel over here. And one fun thing in our builder is if I'm anywhere in somebody's world and I go to the builds, my info tab up here at the top, my main sort of control panel, I click on build to check out what's been built, what kind of scenes are in this world, and I click go. Look at that. It teleports me right there. Takes me right to it. So that's the awesome feature of spawn points. And so you notice this scene right here took me to this corner southwest, which is 0, 0. So maybe I want to change that, and I can change that by clicking on spawns, and I can add a spawn. And let's say I want you to spawn right over on this corner now. This corner facing this way. So I'm going to click set spawn.
Not registered.
And then I'm going to walk over here where I want to look at when I spawn. So that's the camera, and I'm going to save it. You notice now I have a new spawn. So I can delete the old one. Now watch this. Let's go, I don't know, let's just go far away. And I'm in here, I'm checking it out. I want to see, oh, hey, take me to that audio scene. Boom. Takes me right there wherever the spawn point was that was chosen by the user. So, you know, expanding this idea of building in silos, right? You're not building in a web page that's singular. You're not building in an instance that is solo. You're building in an entire world that is multiplayer with other people.
Are we able to build using the client or just browser?
You should be able to use the client. This is across browser and client.
So so for anybody here who has the testing link, how would we direct them to the client versus just clicking the link?
If you're in the client, I believe you'd have to use the /change realm and then paste in the entire link.
Oh, the entire link. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Very cool. And just for anybody just joining, if you are interested in joining us on stage to ask any questions or chime in, please don't hesitate to request the mic.
What else quickly here before we get into our sort of event and competition? I think the audio assets were something huge that is probably breaking that we're trying to add right now, and Mies had success to it. But as I mentioned and Mies mentioned, you know, there's like 300 audio assets. So I'm going to create a new scene really quickly just to show you guys how to do that. Again, my IWB tab. And you'll notice here we have this joystick. So everybody starts in play mode. So this is as you want to preview your scene. If you have build rights, you'll be able to click on it and sort of go into build mode. So when I'm in build mode, I can go and create. And let's just go like new world storming scene description. And I can start creating. And so you'll notice that all the scenes or parcels that are currently occupied will show up as red, meaning I can't create a new scene with those parcels. So it's really sort of interactive in terms of choosing your plot size. So I'm just going around with the arrow keys and clicking, and I just click save. And now I've just sort of demarked a 2x2. And so now I have this 2x2 that is right in front of me. I can go out of build mode and you'll see the outlines go away. I can come in here and let's start adding some assets. I'm going to use the catalog. And if you notice now we have audio assets pulling in. So all of these assets, these are what we've been working on the past, unfortunately, 25 minutes deploying and breaking things. But there's 41 pages times 9, whatever that is. I'm not great at math. Over 360 of audio assets that are currently available as part of our open source catalog. And it's as easy as, I don't know, let's try this blessing one. And I place it. And I can click F to edit it. And I get audio details about it. I can attach it to the player. Or I can have it be position, like spatial position. I can have it loop or auto start. I can even play it here. And then I can save it. And so this is what we're sort of breaking in the meantime. Because we have the custom assets available where you as a user can upload your own assets. Now we're adding our catalog audio assets so that anybody will be able to have assets that play at certain points in time. Right now, they're either on or off, but we're going to attach them to clicking links and things like that.
For
What
the
else?
audio assets, for people uploading their own custom ones, is there like a limit on how long it can be or the file sizes?
Yep, great question. Let me get up the asset uploader. So if you want to upload an asset, it's as easy as, here, I can jump in world there. It's as easy as clicking on this icon when you're in build mode, right? So if I'm in play mode, it disappears. If I'm in build mode, I've got my mode type, my build mode. I've got my catalog of assets, and I've got this upload tool or the info of where I'm standing. So if I want to upload something, I can click on this, right? And we can do this in this realm. Excuse me, this realm. Let's make sure this is loading. Okay, where everybody else is. And if I go here and build, I can upload. It'll give you a link. This is our custom uploader tool. Right now you have 3 options. You can upload 3D assets, you can upload audio assets or image assets. We're still working on that, how we want to save that. For now, you just have to keep pasting in a link, but we want to make that process easier so that you just upload your assets and we save the links for you. When you upload an audio asset, you just click that and choose an audio file. We limit every file to a maximum of 50 megabytes per file because Decentraland limits each file to 50 megabytes per file. So, where is
SWB
this?
audio
Over here.
capture not registered.
I can drop this, and anybody watching on stream, 50 megabytes per file. And if you notice, that is an asset that I just added to the scene. If anybody's in here, and I can maybe scale it up a bit.
Astro, what world are you in?
I am in the builder world.
I'm in the builder world. Oh, I see Mies now.
Hmm.
Okay, now I see you guys.
So yeah, audio assets are here. We got a couple little tweaks to figure out in terms of the catalog assets, but you can upload your own via this upload tool. You can upload your own 3D assets as Rustan did. He uploaded, and we should check that out. Let's see. He uploaded, where is he? Leaf, I believe. Let's go there. So I click go. You get a pop-up. I want to go visit that creative realm. Let's go check it out. It'll take a second to load. And I believe, well, oh, here we go. So over here, he was uploading his asset. I'm not sure what he's going on here, but he had a Vipe apartment here just a few minutes ago. Oh, there it is. Nice. Just took a second to load. Sweet. So, you know, what I'm doing is essentially when I visit somebody's world is I'm going to like their builder canvas, kind of like this, and getting a view of everything they're working on, which is kind of cool. So we can see that Rustan has a cool Vipe build that he's added here, his Vipe apartment. And we can go in and visit it. It's pretty
So
awesome.
one other question on the custom asset uploading. When you upload them,
SWB
do
audio
they stay
capture
private,
not
or can
registered.
everybody see those? Can you see everybody's stuff? Are you like God's eye?
Great question. So we've chosen a path, and we're always down to modify and improve that path. And the current path is when you upload an asset, it gets saved to your world. So anybody that visits your world and has build rights will be able to see that asset.
Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. That was actually a question from Nikki in the DMs.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so if I'm in Rustan's world right now, I don't have build rights. So when I click on this, I can't open the tool set and start building. He hasn't assigned me those rights. So I can't access any of these assets. If we go back to, again, I click on the IWB, I go back to Builder World, go back here and sort of teleport over to our Builder lobby. That is where my account that I'm logged into has ownership rights of this entire world, which means I am able to upload assets. If you have builder rights, you can't upload assets yet. That's a path we've chosen. Maybe that could be changed, but the assets are tied to the world. So if you don't own that world, you cannot upload the assets.
That's kind of nice, so people aren't cluttering your stuff.
Yeah, and what M is talking about and Nikki asked about is in the catalog, everything is public, and then I click on private, and you can see that I've already got a couple private assets that I've uploaded here that should be available to other people if you have build rights. If you don't, you can just view them. And so I've uploaded this asset.
SWB
One
audio
other update
capture,
we
not
have is
registered.
the actual transform. This was a request from and see, I think our audio is freezing. This was a request from Oddjob. So thank you, Oddjob, for bringing this to our attention. The old way to transform things was like really, really tough in terms of visual. We try to like replicate Blender, but it didn't work out so well. So, what we have here is this custom sort of context menu that gives you some options. I can grab this asset and I can walk around with it, right? I can edit the asset immediately by clicking F if I wanted to. And when that happens, it pulls up our edit panel. And then I get all of these components. So this is a text component. So we put a plane shape here to help you identify where it's at. I can change the text like I did before. All in real time. This is all multiplayer. Everyone can see this when I do this. But what I was talking about the transform is we've totally retooled this. So instead of having like a gizmo joystick look, we've sort of just blown it out. And now every position, every rotation, every scale, XYZ has its own up and down, positive and negative. So you can move assets like this, or you can move them by grabbing. You can get very granular by changing the modifier or the factor variable, and now it only goes down by 0.1.
When I was doing it and I found that, it was like flipping life changing. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I can move it like literally half a centimeter. This is great.
Yeah, or I can click here and do 5 and it should go up to 5. I can click here and I can go,
SWB audio
50 if I
capture,
wanted to.
not registered.
Probably 500 is like probably gone. I can bring it back down to 10. So that's probably the other latest, newest, and greatest feature is the audio, but also how you interact with an asset in terms of transform. One other thing is an interesting thing. So when you're on a scene that in build mode that has been built out, right? So this has been identified as a scene. I come over here, you notice this icon is no longer available. There's no info. I'm sort of in an empty land over here. So if I walk back over to this green parcel, right? I click on info. It's a quick info pop-up of all of the assets currently on this scene. So you notice I have a text and thief asset. But there's also two little icons here. There's one for save, which is actually a quick export, a quick download of the entire scene, or an info button, which takes you to the main info panel, which then you can change the name, the description. You can change who has build rights by the access panel. You can view the size of the scene on poly count and scene file size, which we have to edit because right now there's text. So we got to fix that. That's a little bug. Spawn points again. And then if you did want to export, you could click this export and download. So again, this little info button is a quick snapshot of what's going on the scene in terms of assets, poly count, size, etc. If you wanted to dive deeper, you could click on this info button to get to the full scene info panel.
Yesterday, Shelly and I were building on the phone, and we discovered that when we were on, like, depending on how many parcels you
SWB audio
deployed,
capture,
you can
not
actually hit
registered.
a warning that'll pop up on your screen when you go over the poly count for what is deployable in Genesis City.
That's true.
Right?
Yep.
So, like, yeah,
Yep.
so one scene, and I didn't know this. Shelly actually pointed it out because I don't have any land. I don't know anything about that. But she's like, yeah, it's only 10,000 polys. Like, how do you have so many things? I'm like, oh, I have 4 parcels deployed. So,
Yeah. I'll just do that really quick. So I'll create a new scene. I give it some info, and then I got to choose a parcel. So when you're choosing a scene or building a scene, this is the first starting point of doing something. You get this little notification on the right here telling you, like, hey, you've chosen one parcel. That means you've got 10,000 polys, 15 megabytes. Okay. So when I click save, now when I drop in assets, when I drop in assets, they'll start adding towards the scene total count right here. So you remember I have 10,000. So if we go to size, I'm at 1,000 out of 10. So I've got to add a few things to hit that limit. So let's add some things to hit that limit. Oh,
the trees are pretty high poly. The pine trees, I think I added like 15 of them, and I hit 10,000.
oh really? Okay. I know that 3D model that I uploaded, those also have poly counts. We take those poly counts from when you upload the GLB. So those get added to the system as well. So I believe this one's like, I think it has a lot of polys. I'm not sure though. I can't remember. Where are the trees?
I love that bar visual of like showing you how much poly count you've used. That was cool.
Yeah, I think it's a nice little feature. Again, we want everything done in world. Okay, let me duplicate. I can just click 2 and duplicate. And there it is. I can duplicate it and I just move it down. And I can
SWB audio capture, not registered.
And you said, so let's check again. Info, size. Whoa. Okay, so if I try to add one more of these trees, it shouldn't let me do it. We'll see. But you'll get the notification. So let's try and go and add a tree. Where am I? Over here. Did that work? Uh-oh. Are we over? We didn't get the notification.
I don't think you're over yet. Oh, you're close.
I think I am though. There it is. So you get a notification and then you're not able to place the asset. So we got to take a look at that. I think what we do is we check the file size, not the poly count, because that's how Decentraland does it. But I think we have it locked down per poly count too. I'm not sure. So just to recap, those are our updates. We've got audio included in the catalog, and those are 360 assets that we've added. You can choose all and go to audio, and you can see all of these. There's also a custom sound, so you can have a link to something, but there's a bunch of sounds in here. You can upload your own sounds. You can upload your own 3D assets. The scenes can have spawn points, so I can teleport over to the audio scene again, like I showed before. So you can set custom spawn points. The new transform panel when you want to edit something. And what else? Oh, the status panel, the uploads. So when you upload a 3D or any custom asset, its status will show up here, knowing, hey, I've got a list of things that are ready to deploy, and you click update and can deploy. So I think my version might be on the same version, so I'm okay here until I upload something. I click update. I think that's it. I think for all of our updates, that covers a lot in terms of what you can build. Where we're going is adding more functionality to these trigger events. So let me go to build mode really quick. And we have triggers and actions. Right now, we only have one action, and that's to open a link. But we're going to have more actions like play a sound, play a video, so that when something happens, like it'll trigger this action, if that makes sense. So you would add a trigger as well, and maybe when you trigger on click, it would trigger the action when this asset is clicked. Right now it's only opening a link, so I can do that really quickly. Action, like open link. That's for you to understand which action it is. And we'll go to google.com. If I go to trigger, I click add a trigger. It now has the trigger action that I named open link. Then you click add, you can see that there's a trigger event on this object. In the assigned, the event is on click. The assigned actions are the open link one that you've done. You gave it a name, and here's what it does. So when I go to play mode, if I click on this, it should, this one will, again, this is a beta feature. It should take you to that link. So we're adding more stuff as we go. Open, what did I say? Play sounds, stop sounds, play videos, pause videos.
SWB audio
I think that'll be
capture,
it for now.
not registered.
And for anybody that wants to go over the trigger action function, I just pinned to the top a step-by-step for it. But also, before we switch over to talking about the build competition, I did get a question earlier. I think you might have just answered it, but it was about doing complex triggers like swapping scenes out, so sets of JLBs. Is that something that maybe will happen in the future or is possible? I don't understand so much that question, but I just wanted to ask it.
That's a cool question. Let me think. So we will have an action, in the future where if you, let's say, click on this building to hide it, and then also show another asset. So what you would probably have to do is, like let's say these two trees are invisible and this would be visible, and you set an action on this. The action would be, instead of open a link, would be to toggle visibility, right? And then you would choose which asset you want to toggle visibility from, all the assets in the scene. And then the trigger would be, trigger on click, trigger the action to toggle the visibility of something. So we will have that in the future. Our massive plan for this is way beyond what we have right now. This is all just the building blocks. That's why we're still in alpha, to make sure we're getting all these things right. And then once we do, it's easy for us to add more actions and triggers. Like the SDK 7 builder, has a lot of actions and triggers, and we want to achieve feature parity with that. So play tween, stop tween, move path, delete path, play animation, stop animation, teleport player, hide player, all kinds of things. We're just at the very start right now.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
Yay, it's also exciting. Before we jump into the competition stuff, I just want to say hi to a lot of people that joined at the very beginning, and you guys have been around for the whole thing, and it's super nice. I see Mariana and Simple and Future Ghost, and we've got Cyclopa down here, and JK47 and Valiant, so thank you guys all for being here. We super appreciate that. And then Shelly, do you want to talk about the competition?
Yes, I just have a quick idea maybe for in-world builder chat. Because we're doing this in worlds, but we're also able to deploy in DCL, is there a plan, or are we able to create an in-world builder chat so that if I'm over in my Care-a-Lot world building Care Bears, but I want to talk to M and she's over in her, good God,
Race car world?
Race car world. There we go. I'm like, we'll pick a name. Is there a chat feature where I can just jump into like the in-world builder chat and be like, come on over, I need help over here, or come look at this? Is that something we can do?
That's a great question. I was trying to think of Decentraland, using their chat system, but that won't work. If you notice, when you go to a world scene, there's no map over here. So our future plans are to integrate a navigation system and map system for you to sort of teleport around the world you're in. The texting, this chat here, is for this world only. I think it would be hard. I guess my question to answer your question, unfortunately, would be: would you want to just DM somebody else, or like just
SWB
blast a
audio
chat
capture,
across
not
anybody
registered.
that's in the realm, or in like building?
Interesting. Well, I think if we were to assign like IWB as its own chat, because True has one. I know like the festivals can have their own dedicated chat. It would be cool to have one to just have that option, like an all call. Hey, all builders, I just did something awesome. Come look.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that custom our own. I don't think this channel system works. Like, I don't think you can have a custom channel on a world server. I need to check that. But we could have our own custom chat system, which is very simple. And my point to that was, is it just like anybody can chat in it? So, we would have a new chat system either here or up in the navigation, and that's the IWB chat. So when you're in any realm on the world server for IWB, you would get the chat up here. There'd be a little input, and you could chat. That's kind of cool.
That's awesome. I love that. Because I'm a chatterbox. So priority number one, how do I talk to everybody? So, okay. Are we ready to discuss the building competitions?
I think so.
Okay. Well, this is super duper exciting. And I think a little bit is still wet clay, if I'm not mistaken, for how we're entering. Are we doing this all in world, or are we starting with a form for people to sign up?
I say we do it all in world.
Okay.
Just let me know when I can exchange the graphic over to what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'd say go for it. Let's do that now.
Okay.
I think you pinned the tweet already. So
Yes.
yes, it's the second one in the billboard. We are announcing in-world builder competitions. You can have your build featured in the in-world builder lobby.
SWB
Registration
audio
is free.
capture,
Last room,
not
we'll speak
registered.
about how to register in just a few minutes, but it's going to be so much fun. Everybody gets a 2x2 to do their thing, and we have 3 prizes for winners. Third prize being a bronze trophy with your name on it that will live in the lobby trophy case, and 25 mana, an in-world builder wearable, and your trophy and your build will be displayed in the in-world builder lobby. Sorry, that's a tongue twister. Second prize receives all of the same, but in addition, another 25 mana, and it's for a total of 50 mana. And then the first prize winner gets the gold trophy with 100 mana, the wearable, and the trophy and the build displayed in the lobby. So again, this is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to see all my friends in there building in this, subdivision of building, if you will. So Lastrum, I would also like to take just a moment and talk about the wearable, because we do have Drip here and it is so great. Em or Drip, do you want to discuss the wearable?
Can I just show quickly like what we talk about in terms of the subdivision, just so that people understand what's going to happen? Okay. Yeah. So what Shelly was mentioning is our build competition is going to happen in our lobby, our builder realm lobby. And you can see we've already sort of subdivided our world with some sort of template roads. And if you actually look at, this is what we have done for our lobby. So all of the grays are actually roads. So this is how big everyone's realm is for every name. Okay. And so what we've done is we've started to lay down roads with the X's marked here. And we are going to, anybody can come in, they'll be able to sign up in our lobby, which is right here, right? So they'll be able to come into the lobby and sign up. And when you sign up, that just gives us your
capture,
Ethereum address. And what we will do is we will go around and we will assign you one of these 2x2s all around our scene. So for instance, this is a 2x2, and maybe this is Misa's 2x2. So we will put a little signpost with his name on it, and this will be his build. And for the competition, they will get that space to build in. And as you can see, we haven't built all the roads out, but maybe this is M's 2x2. So we're going to allow people to build all around everywhere inside the site plan for the competition. So you notice there's a huge horizontal rectangle here that we've sort of templated out for 2x2s to be connected by roads. And the beautiful thing is when we do this and you create your scene, don't forget that you can go into everybody's scene via the teleport in the IWB. So when people join the competition, all of their scenes will show up here in the builds, and you can just click go and go right to them. So that's how we'll be able to have people build in our world. And then we'll also have voting in world. So again, you'll come to the lobby, there'll be a panel, and on voting day, you can walk around again every scene. You can teleport to everyone's scene, check it out, teleport back to the lobby, and click on which scene you want to vote for and cast your vote. And then the winners get all of those prizes. And then what Shelly was going to talk about the wearable as well.
I love that. Building Festival a go. So M or Drip, either of you want to discuss the wearable a little bit?
Yeah, of course. I just finished up last night, actually. So we've got the InWorld Builder Team shirt, and it comes with a tool belt as well. And on that tool belt, you'll have a hammer, a screwdriver, Last Slice brand tape measure, so that you'll be able to put up all your NFTs.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
And that's going to be kind of a promo item that you're going to be able to earn for various activities. I know there's a bunch of people who participated in these sessions previously when we had them, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be getting some of the early mid numbers of those. But yeah, they're just about ready to publish, and we're proud that they're going to be a prize for these for this competition coming up.
I love it so much. It's really, really cute. So let's see. Yeah, when can we expect the registration to be ready in the lobby, Lastrom?
Putting me on the spot here. When did when did we have this competition slated for? Like, when did we want to start it?
I think generally, I mean, maybe if not the beginning of February, maybe mid-February, if that's not, because I mean, we're coming up pretty close to the end of the month.
Yeah, I will say we have a testing Tuesday on the 30th of January, so that might be another good opportunity to promo our progress. And this build competition to maybe follow after that the following week.
Perfect.
I think
Beautiful.
That's great. Yeah.
So then the lobby will be ready by then.
Beautiful.
I'm not even sorry. Okay, awesome. Well, then we can all look forward to jumping in the lobby to sign up and get our parcels assigned. So let the building begin. And so testing Tuesday, do you want to talk a little bit about what we can expect and where we can go to attend?
Yeah, the testing Tuesday will be in the DCL Discord. Excuse me, the DCL DAO Discord. And anybody can join. Anybody can be a tester. We do have special, things for people who come to these alpha sessions. I don't know if we'll have one more before that. I don't think we will. But it'll pretty much be a full feature set. You'll be able to deploy to Genesis City, I believe, at that point. One of the other features we have is to enable or disable scenes. So if you have a configuration and it's not ready for prime time, you don't want people to see it, you can just sort of toggle it off, and then anybody that joins your world won't be able to see that scene until you select enable. Outside of that, we've just been tweaking a few things. We added the audio assets. We're going to be adding feedback in the scene, make it fun and whimsical. You can have background music when you click on something to drop or place or edit, or a UI click. There'll be audio feedback. So there'll be a little more immersion in that case. I would say also more actions. So right now we have open links. We're going to do play, pause video, play, pause sound. And I believe trigger area will be available as well. So not only just like when you click on something, but if you walk into something, then trigger an action. outside of that, we're really, really happy with where we're at right now. The custom assets, as Rustan was showing, and we went and viewed his Vipe. I think he's the first Vipe in Decentraland, or I don't want to go that far, but definitely in World Builder using the custom asset uploader. So showing off that was awesome. Thank you, Rustan, for doing that. I believe it was Jared's Vipe, his 1 of 1 or legendary, something awesome. So thank you, Jared, for allowing Rustan to upload it. So we're really excited. I think on the 30th, you'll have a lot of fun being able to build with people. You can do that right now. It's just we ask, if you run into bugs, please post them in our DAO Discord channel, as we've been working to update those. And then even if you have feedback or feature requests, as you've seen, we completely transformed the transform panel based on user feedback. We're not just building this to make money and say, oh, we're done. We think this is the best. We want people to use it. So if it's not usable, please tell us and we'll make it better for you.
I love that. Truly the builder for everyone. So Tuesday, January 30th, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, me counting on my fingers. Let's go. Well then, okay. I think, do we have any last words from our speakers? If not, I think we're good to start winding down.
I do. So I just want to say really quick that for the Testing Tuesdays, that for our calendar, I have the wrong time. We had it updated, I believe, to 1 hour before that. So that would be noon Eastern and 9 a.m. Pacific for the Testing Tuesdays. So we hope to see you all out there and do some beta testing. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Lastrum, anything else?
We are in like alpha beta stage, just crossing over. So there's always things to find and improve. We've done a lot of improvements. There's always use cases and fringe cases that we can't always identify because we have a small team. So the more people that use this simultaneously and in different ways, the more areas we'll find for improving our product for everybody to use. So we encourage people to use it and try to figure it out and tell us where we could improve, because otherwise we don't know what works and doesn't outside of your help. So really appreciate everybody coming and helping in that sense.
And on that note, we did have a comment from Valiant saying that he did want to test it out, or they did want to test it out.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yay.
Cool.
Brilliant. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for streaming everywhere. So if you are listening to the recording, you can catch that on YouTube and on Twitter Live at the Last Slice account. And yeah, we'll see you in the Discord channels. Please put notifications on for this World Builder host account, as we are going to be dropping a lot of information about the building competition, about new assets being released, audio, all of the wonderful things. Cannot wait to build with you all. Have a wonderful Friday.